Lizzie, are you with me this evening? Where is Lizzie? Okay. This evening we are going to be looking at some very powerful scriptures, readings from Proverbs. I am Idika Imeri, and we are going to have a little bit of a discussion that if you are smart, this will make you smarter. If you are wise, this will make your choice making even better. If you are intelligent, this will make your ability to think, to imagine, to grasp, to understand better. So let's go. Mary, you will read some parts. Vicky will read some parts. Please tell us exactly what chapter of Proverbs you're reading from. And I hope those of you from overseas who are with me on WhatsApp, I hope you can hear me very clearly. Can you hear me very clearly?
Yes, yes, I can.
Okay, there we go. Good. So let's start. Let's begin. Mary, tell us where you are reading, and Victoria, I want you to open the same place because Mary will read, and then you will also read. Let's go.
Proverbs chapter 9, from verse 7 to 18.
Okay, so I want you to read verse 7, then you stop. Then Victoria will pick verse 8. Then, so I want absolute attention. So let's tell the kids, let the kids go and play, unless they want to sit and listen, because this is a very serious talk. This is very, very serious. Yeah. We are in the school of success. This is the school of champions that we are dealing with tonight. This is the school for champions. So let's go. Mary begins.
Hallelujah.
Proverbs chapter 9.
Proverbs chapter 9, verse 7.
Verse 7.
Whoever corrects a mocker invites insult.
Stop there. Stop there. Whoever invites a mocker, whoever corrects a mocker, invites what?
Invites insult.
Mary, read it again.
Whoever corrects a mocker invites insult.
There you go. Whoever corrects a mocker invites insult. Who is a mocker? What kind of human beings are we referring to when we say somebody is a mocker? Yeah, but what do they do that makes them to be mockers? What do they do?
They ridicule the correct thing.
Huh? One person at a time? Samantha?
They ridicule the correct thing that you tell them or correction that they're given.
They ridicule a correction that you tell them or you give to them. They ridicule. So the word there is they ridicule. So people who ridicule a good thing you say to them, or the correction you gave to them, or the good thing that you did for them. So this is unappreciative people. Another word for it, another word for ridicule, for people who ridicule people, is arrogant people.
Yes, because they ridicule wisdom.
Yeah. So these are people who do not take into consideration that they that what you are doing for them or what you are telling them will be of use to them. I'll give an example. A dope dealer, a drug dealer, stop selling drugs. It will land you to spend so many years in jail, and they tell you that just forget about you don't understand life. You don't know. They know it all. They have people who covers them, you know. They got it going. And what happens at the end of the day? They are arrested. They show them on TV. They put them away in jail. They go to court. The government come take their cars, take their houses. Any money that could be found is taken. And where are their boyfriends? If it's a woman drug dealer, all the boyfriends scattered. If it's a male, all the female that they boasted about that they have scattered. And then they're in jail spending 40 years, 50 years. One day you spend in jail will have been a day that you will have used to have done something good for yourself. And then they stayed there and wasted away. But these were people who were mocking you. They mock you that you have a job. They mock you that you go out early in the morning, 6 o'clock you are awake, 5 o'clock you are awake. You are saying prayer. They mock you for saying your prayers. They mock you for being devoted to God. They mock you for listening to my broadcasts. They mock you for attending my conferences and conventions. They tell you those things are not necessary. They tell you, God doesn't exist. There's nothing like Jesus. Nah, 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 nah. Every good thing you try to tell them, they mock you. They tell you that you ain't smart. That's why you are not driving a Rolls Royce. But they are armed robbers. They break banks. And sooner, they enjoy that car for a short while, enjoy that house for a short while, and they get a shot. They are dead. So who is smarter now? You see? They are so smart. Whoever corrects a mocker invites insults. So let's go again. Somebody else should tell us here. Have you ever experienced trying to correct somebody at the right time in a good way, or that person came to you looking for advice and you gave that person an advice and they turn against you? They start to insult you. Give us your experience if you've ever experienced this kind of thing. Don't mention names. Just make it in such a way that is good for public consumption. Have you ever experienced this? Please share with us. When maybe a husband, you are telling your husband or your wife, this is the way we should go as a family. And they turn around and tell you, are you the one that makes the money? I make the biggest money here. Why are you supposed to tell me what I'm supposed to do with my money? I can do whatever I want to do. And boom, everything collapses. And then the same person turn around and blame you still. After insulting you. Isn't that crazy? Yes, somebody wanted to say something. Is that Barbara? Barbara, tell us why. Why is it that if you try to correct a mocker, that person will turn around to insult you? Why is it true? Is this a true statement?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And what is your experience on this? What you've seen or what you've experienced? Tell us, please.
I've seen it already, experienced it. This person is very arrogant. They think they know everything. You can't correct them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so what happens to them? Barbara, we cannot hear you. You are not speaking into your phone. Speak into your phone.
I just leave it alone. I don't say anything to them anymore because they're correct in everything they do, so I just leave that alone.
Okay. Okay. We didn't get it all because it's like something happened between. Can you tell us again what you just said? Let's hear you very well.
Okay, I said I've met friends and coworkers that are very arrogant, and you can't tell them anything correct because they know everything. So I just leave them alone instead of trying to correct them. Because even if I try to correct them, they're always right. So I just leave it alone so it won't be an argument.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Next person who wanted to say something, Vivian. Did Vivian wanted to say something?
It was me, I was going to say.
Lady D, lift up your voice a little bit more. The whole world is listening to your voice.
I was going to say that you try to tell them something and they make fun of you.
Yes, they make fun. Listen to the word she uses.
I just
Another word for a mocker is someone that you are trying to tell the right thing and then they are making fun of you. Continue, Lady D.
I just had it recently with my brother. He's sick in the hospital. I would say one foot in the grave and one on a banana peel. And when the doctors came in and asked him questions, and I was given family history, he started making fun of it and said I shouldn't do it. I said, but it's supposed to help you.
Yeah.
And he was doubtful in what I was saying, and I know I was telling the truth.
Okay.
So he got annoyed because he thought I was wrong.
So the word there is they make fun, they get angry, they get annoyed.
Yes.
Of what you are trying to tell them that will save their life. They get annoyed.
To help him.
Something that is another word there. You are trying to help. And the person doesn't want to see it. Continue.
Doctor turned and chastised him, for the way he was acting, and said it was interesting and it's important in what I was saying, because they do need family history.
Yeah.
What he had was a stroke, and they wanted as much family history as they can get.
Yeah.
He's making fun of what I was saying and say I shouldn't say that. I better be careful.
And the one that hit me was, I think you were trying to tell him that he should stay in the hospital until he is very well, until he certified that the doctor can say he go. And then I think he went away by himself. He left.
No, he said he's fine, and they discharged him.
Okay.
I said, I think you shouldn't be careful.
Yes.
It's a possibility you can get another stroke.
Good.
And he says, no, he'll never get another stroke. And within a week, he got the second stroke.
You see that? So, you see, Diane is saying, I don't think the decision you're making is smart. You may have another stroke. Stay in the hospital. Said, no, it's fine.
It won't happen.
Yeah, he said it won't happen. Within a week, he had another stroke that almost killed him.
He's had surgery and all of that. He's still convalescent.
See? Something that would not have happened if that person listened to the voice of Diane.
But he's my brother, but he thinks he knows it all.
Yep.
Something.
So another word here is mockers think that they know it all. Diane, thank you very much. Thank you so much. Anne. Anne.
Yes.
The big love, talk to me.
Yes, I also had an experience with, she called herself a Christian.
Okay.
She was a student in the town where I was living.
Okay.
And then she introduced her boyfriend. Okay, she spoke about her boyfriend to me. And then one day we went to church and we were talking about the love of God and the Holy Spirit. And then she took me like a bigger sister. So she calls me Auntie Annie. And she said, oh, but the problem with this guy is that he's a Muslim, but he loves God, he loves Jesus Christ, but he doesn't believe in the Holy Spirit. I'm like, really? This is the Muslim who love God, love Jesus, but not the Holy Spirit. There's something wrong with it. At least with what I know, there's something wrong.
When did Muslim begin to love Jesus? Tell me about it.
Yeah, I believe because of what she wanted. She really wanted to be with the guy, so she wanted to justify her situation.
Yes.
So I said, well, with what I know, God said we should love, but that doesn't mean we should love somebody who will pull us away from us.
Yep.
She told me that, oh, she doesn't know what kind of spirit I am. I said, I'm a Christian. We talk about love, but I don't know anything. She was a pastor's something.
Armor bearer.
Yes, armor bearer. And I'm like, okay, then why are you telling me? So somehow, she became like she knows more than I do. I said, okay, if you know more than I do, why do you ask? So I cut off the relationship with her. Like, then a few months later, she sent a message to me that, oh, she's sorry, and that the guy apparently now invited another guy so that they will have an affair with them together. So now she's apologizing. What I said is right.
There you go.
Okay. But then I didn't continue because she even told other people, ladies, that we said the love of God, but we are not demonstrating the love of God. How can we say we love, we say the love of God, and they cannot love whoever they like?
Wow.
So for me, it was so much for me, so I just cut off, and that was my experience.
That was good. That was very good.
And I had another experience where a man I know, some man, we were speaking in tongues, and he was like, hey, you have to stop speaking in tongues. And I said, why? He said, oh, Paul said, if you don't understand tongues, you don't have to speak it. And I also said, didn't the same Paul also say that it would be beneficial for us to? So, but then he was making fun that we speak gibberish or something. He was saying.
So he doesn't know. He doesn't know that the same Paul says that sometimes he understands what he is speaking as a spirit, and sometimes he doesn't understand. You know that there are tongues for public consumption and there are tongues for private devotion. Okay.
So I took it that he was making light of the tongues.
Yes.
And then the lady who was talking about the love of God, like, was making light of what the love of God means. So
yes.
I just cut off.
You have to. So you see from what has been going on in this discussion, there is a word there. Barbara used it and is using the same word. Cut off. I cut off from them. I cut off from the person. And that is the most important thing you need to do, is to cut off. Why? Because of insult, you will be disrespected. You will be made fun of. You will be insulted heavily. And I'm going to share with you why this is so. Because mockers, they are stubborn. They've already chosen their way of life. They have already chosen their lifestyle. They've chosen the way they want. It's like trying to tell a dope dealer or a prostitute, whether a male or a female prostitute, whether a scammer, a thief, a bank robber, a highway robber, somebody who does bad things, a cheater. It's like trying to pray for them or trying to go and tell them to change their ways. They will mock you. They will mock you and insult you because that is the way they've chosen to make money. That's the lifestyle that they've chosen. So why are you trying to go and change them? Or some Christians will try to be praying and fasting and trying to go and minister to gay or lesbians to change them. Why are you trying to do that? When that is a lifestyle that they've already chosen. They've chosen that. And so whatever you're trying to tell them is non-existent. I know of people who go to voodoo, who go to witchcraft. I mean, they go to witch doctors and say that they want the world of darkness to make them rich. And they are told, can you sacrifice your mother in the next 3 years? Can you sacrifice your mother? Give her the best of everything she needs. Build her great houses. Buy her the best car. Give her, open the biggest bank account she's ever seen. But in 3 years, will you allow us to take her?
Wow.
And she is the sacrifice for the money that for the doors will open for you. And after another 3 years, we will take your father. And after 7 years, we will not allow you to make any child. And any child you must have made up to this time, we will kill them. This is the sacrifice that we need. Will you agree? And they say yes. And you hear of it and you try to tell the person, this is not good. They will insult you because they've made up their mind that that is what they need. So do you see why it is a sin for you to spend your time trying to pray for people who've already made up their mind, who've already chosen a lifestyle? It's a sin for you to be praying for them and wasting the precious time that you should be using for yourself. You are trying to correct them. It's not a good thing that when you see somebody in trouble, you rush to go and help them. You shouldn't do that. You are not getting paid for it. Number one, you are going to receive insult. Number two, at the end of the day, there are people that you try to help. Immediately, if that thing works fine, they praise you, and then they turn around and still insult you, and will not even confirm that you were the one that helped them. They won't want to mention your name. And if the thing goes wrong, every blame is on you. You're dealing with serious mockers. And that is why it's not everybody who come and plead with you and kneel before you and tell you, please give them help, give them a loan them money, do this for them, help them do this. It's not everybody who come to ask you for this thing that you should respond to them. You should leave them alone. Because they are just crying to make you become emotional and help them. I know of a woman, and she was crying before the husband. I was right there telling the husband, oh, the husband should help do this, should help do that. And the husband went in, counted money and gave to her. I was just about to leave, and she was entering her car. And she said, I heard her said, my husband is an idiot. I always know how to get what I want from him. I don't need this money, but I'm putting this money away. And this is a man that seriously loved this woman. Everybody is coming with a motive. They have a motive. They have their own agenda. And that is why we must be baptized with the Holy Ghost. We must be street smart. Not just being baptized with the Holy Ghost, but you must be baptized with street smartness. In fact, the Holy Ghost needs to baptize you with street smartness, with street intelligence, and with street wisdom, so that you are able to know things when you see it. You are not fooled by people who tell you, oh, I'm hungry. Give me food to eat. Find me some money, let me go and buy food. Whereas the person is scratching. You see the person scratching. They're scratching their hand, they're scratching their belly, they're scratching their butt, they're scratching their head, they're scratching, and you should just see the sign that that's a drug addict. That's an alcoholic. The sign is right there in front of you. That person is making tricks for you right there, and you can't see it. They want to tell you a story that will make you to feel pity. That's why if you are to qualify as a god or a goddess, a prince or a princess, there is a place for you to shut your emotion out of your decision making. Doesn't matter how the person is crying. Doesn't matter how the person is telling their stories. You shut it out and tell the person, shut up and get out of here. I don't want to see your face again. You see, as I am, I don't really give people money anymore. I don't have pity for homeless people. I have no pity for them. The reason is because majority of them, after giving them money, they turn around and look at you and say, look at that silly person. I can get money out of that person. They've chosen their way of life. There are people who do not want to pay bills. And they are mocking you for paying bills. That's why many people are homeless, because they don't want to pay bills. I mean, there are people who become homeless out of choice. There are people who become homeless because they lost their mind. That's a different thing. But those who become homeless out of choice, they will be mocking you. Samantha, what do you have to add to this? Because
I wanted to say that they tend to be very narrow-minded, and you become the enemy very easily.
You see, narrow-minded. Mockers are narrow-minded. They are one-way streets. And then you become their enemies very easily. That's why when somebody comes to you to tell you what somebody else did against them, be careful. Because you are going to be the next story in their book. You are going to be the next person who did something against them. And that is why I become very aggressive and nasty to such people. What that man did to me, what that woman did to me, what that job did to me. You are going to be the next job that did it to them, the next friend that did it against them. Because it's always somebody else did it against them. It's never them.
No, it's never them.
Yeah, you try to point out and say, how right is it that you've got 20 jobs in 1 year? Something is wrong with that picture. If somebody had 20 jobs in 1 year and 20 W2, you know that something is wrong with that picture. You should know that. That is not all the fault of the job. Is this person. This person has problems. And you try to tell them, and they get very angry and begin to insult you. That don't you know that everybody in all the jobs, all the 20 jobs, wherever she went, the manager was a witch. The supervisor was a wizard. Yeah. They were all racial. And you ask, what? Yeah. Say, oh, it's because all of them are Latinos. 70% of them are blacks. 100% of them are whites. So I asked somebody, how is it that you only stayed in the military for 2 years? What happened to those who stayed and become generals? And the person got offended. I said, why couldn't you make a career out of the military? What trade did you learn? At least if you didn't make a career out of the military, at least you can learn a trade in the military. And the person didn't learn no trade. They didn't make the military no career. Went out without no benefits. So don't try to correct a mocker, because that mocker will insult you. Don't rush to correct people anymore in your life. Please do not rush to correct people anymore. Even when you see that people are wrong in what they are doing and what they are saying, look the other way and move on. Don't try to tell them. Don't try to correct them. Because you do it, they will insult you. Because they love the way they look. I know of somebody that used to go to a particular job, and this person smells so awful. Smells so awful. Somebody was bold enough. One lady was bold enough to confront that man and said to the man, "You smell like a piece of dung." Say, "You smell like a," and the man said, "What is dung?" Because this woman was trying to be nice and trying to use British English. Dung, you know, the British people say dung, and we say here, we say shit, you know. So the woman make it very clear to the man. He said, "Listen, you smell like a piece of shit. Do you understand? You come here every day smelling like this, smelling like bullshit. What's wrong with you? You want to kill the rest of us?" And the man got offended. Then the supervisor came and said, "Yep, we were waiting for the day that somebody will say this to you. If you come back tomorrow smelling like BS, I'll fire you." I'm serious. The man didn't come back to work. Didn't come back forever. He went somewhere else. So I had to go and smell. Yeah. Do you know that there are people just to take $1 to go to a dollar store and buy cologne or perfume or a spray? It's a big thing. They would rather go and drink beer, smoke cigarette, cheap cigarette on the road. They would rather do those things. Clothes that they are wearing is not, it has not gone to the laundry. Who knows, since the days of Adam and Eve? They are wearing the same outfit. Possibly you look into them, they have no underwear, nothing. Their bell is hanging. Man, kumang, 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 kumang. You go to church, you see them sitting there, lining up. Same people want to come and drink from the same communion cup. Are you serious? No way. See, behind them, they shoot out a fart out of their butt. Jesus, have mercy. Whoa. It's like a nuclear bomb, atomic bomb. Go crazy. Annie, my big daughter, said, "How's our fireworks?" He says, "Firework." Yeah, they are shooting fireworks all over the place. And you know one thing about mockers? Mockers don't even think about what they are doing to other people with their bodies, with their mind, with their character.
They are very self-absorbed.
Very self-centered, yeah. They come out of jail, tomorrow they get back to jail. You try to sit them down to tell them how to behave, they are not listening. They know more than you. Where is my girlfriend? Where is Samantha? Where is Shante?
I'm here.
Yeah. Please tell us. You have a lot inside you. Please tell us something. Yeah.
I was just going to say, yeah, they like audience, I think. They really like audience.
They like audience, okay?
Yeah, they like to bring other people into the mocking.
Do you know one thing that I discovered from what you are just saying? Mockers love to bring other people who knows more than them. They love to bring them down. They love to bring down those who knows more than them. I'm serious. And that is something that you should know. Oh, sister.
I'm a backstabber.
A backstabber. That's who they are also. They are backstabbers. They can betray you very easily.
Oh yes, everyone that was very easy.
Yeah. Yeah. because they think they know more than everybody. They are the sharpest people. They are the best. And yet they are the worst.
Well, in summary, a mocker is a fool.
In summary, a mocker is a fool. In summary, a mocker is a fool. And the worst thing is, if you happen to befriend, to date, or marry a mocker, think about how it feels for you to be insulted, disrespected every day of your life in that marriage or in that relationship. You will never be the same. You will lose your mind. You'll become a mental case. You'll be sick all the time. You'll be in a very horrible situation. You can even die. I'm serious.
It brings dishonor.
It brings dishonor. It brings dishonor. A mocker will not go to his or her job over one little thing. I saw this white guy. His name is George. He works at Best Buy, my best store. When I met him 2 years ago, he was on you know that scooter that those who are disabled or who have problem with their leg, who had the surgery on their feet, they can't walk very well, but then they have had a surgery to try to correct it. So they will put them on like something like a scooter kind of thing. They will place one knee on it and they will walk with the other one. What do we call that? I don't know what they call it. You see, they will place the knee that is bad, the leg that is bad is on top of that scooter, and then they will walk with the one that is good. So they are actually like scooping themselves with that thing and moving around the store and doing their job. I don't know whether you've seen that before.
No.
Okay, so that guy was on that thing. You know, they will bend the knee and put the bad leg on that scooter. It's like a scooter. It's like something that what do you call it? It's like
one-wheel motorcycle.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's a mechanical thing. It's not a machine. Yeah. So he was on it. His leg is very bad. He can't walk. So he used one of the leg that was a little good, and the other leg he placed it on that scooter like thing to give him comfort for him to move around the store. And he was checking people out. He was showing people how this TV works, how this thing works, how the other electronics work. And I saw it and I was just like, you know, I went and I embraced him. I told him, I like you. You're a good guy. You're a strong guy. He smiled. 6 months later, his leg has fully healed. He still wobbles when he walks. That guy has been with Best Buy for so many years, climbed to so many levels. He has very bad leg. As I came out of Best Buy, there was a guy sitting outside Best Buy, using some buckets and playing all of them together and begging for money. And I went out there. I said, "What's wrong with you, dude? Are you blind?" He said, "No." "Dumb?" He said, "No." "Deaf?" He said, "No." "Are your hands okay?" He said, "Yes." "What about your legs?" He said, "Yes." "Do you have a mental problem?" He said, "No." Then I asked him, "Why are you here? What are you doing here?" He couldn't answer me. I passed him by because I just was so mad that somebody will have a little problem, a little disability. And that's the reason why you can't have a job. You should depend on government, mooch on your family members, want other people to take care of you. Today I was watching some Kenyan women who are sports stars. They won gold medals in Olympic, para something Olympic. The Olympic that they do for people who are disabled, one form or the other. Was watching some Yeah, paralegal. I was watching these women, beautiful ladies. Paraplegic. Yep. Thank you very much. And you see these women, some of them have their PhD, some of them have their masters, some of them have their baccalaureate, and they are still into sports. I mean, I hear how polished these women are. Look at the way their hair is done. So beautiful. They don't, she didn't have a leg. Her leg, she had an accident, the leg were cut off. And still, she went got a degree. She's working with the government. Another one is working with the United Nations. Another one is working with the International Monetary Fund. Another one is working with the World Bank. Another one is a university professor. Another one is a medical doctor. I mean, a medical doctor on a wheelchair. Come on!
That's great.
On a wheelchair. And the rest are out there begging. Geneva and I, we took a walk. She came and picked me in the hotel room and said, get out of that hotel room. I'm coming to pick you before you start growing fat. I said, okay. So we went, she parked somewhere. She took me to one park and said, let's go for a walk. So we started going for a walk. And here in the corner of the street is a man, sound and good looking. And he has a signboard. And you know what the signboard says? I need a beer. The time that people should be at their job, he's standing at the corner of the road, asking people to give him money to go and buy beer and to go and buy marijuana. Tell me about it. You want to go and be correcting those kind of people? They will insult you. You want to go and correct people who inherited money from their parents, doesn't want no job. The world will never know who they are. They don't even know how to invest it for something bigger. They will squander it very soon. You want to go and correct those kind of people? No. No. You want to go and correct a man that is used to putting his hand on women, beating them, beating the girlfriend, date and not throw that one away, date another one, marry this, marry that, beat them all up. You want to go and correct them? Are you serious? And they will start telling you why women are inferior race and men are the superior race. And that he used to see his father beat up his mother. Well, that's what your mother wanted. Not my own mother. Not me. I cannot stand and see my father beat my mother and I just watch. No, not me. Not me. I cannot stand and see a man beating his wife and I will stand there and watch and say, well, that's a man's world. That's a woman. Oh, no, you cannot do it in my presence. Forget it. Because that's when the spirit of war will come upon me, and then you will see how a man will spear you to either death or disable you for life. And you want to go and correct such men? Are you serious? Or somebody, a woman or a man who loves to quarrel. They are looking for somebody to quarrel with. That's all. They're looking for somebody, an enemy. They're going around the world looking for an enemy until so they go and meet the wrong person and that person eliminate them from the face of the earth. You're telling somebody, don't pick up a quarrel with so-and-so person. Stop. Don't go there. Don't write. Don't talk. Walk away. And they still think that they are bold. They are crazy. Oh, what will you do to me? Yeah. Next morning, they don't wake up. They are dead. And then you see the dead people coming for them, telling them, you are now dead. Let's go. They refuse. And they keep hanging around the world as ghosts. to disturb their own family members. They cannot go to disturb the person who killed them because they know. Do not try to correct a mocker. If not, the mocker will insult you. So those of you who want to rush to go and save your family members, do you know what they are saying behind your back? Yeah. You want to go and save your neighbor. A lady has come to my door once. He's married to a man that he told me 2 years ago that man is a very wealthy man. And I was laughing at her. And the man has made her to park from her apartment into his. It's not up to 2 years. That woman's dog has died. That woman came to my door to ask me whether I have some cans of soup. So I turned around and I said, bloody hell, why are you asking me for cans of soup? What about your rich fiance? He said, oh, he has so much bills. We don't have any more money. We are broke. That's the same woman that I was telling to be careful. Don't move in with anybody. Watch things before you move in. She refused. Now she's paying the price. Is there anybody who want to add anything to this? Why? The question here before we end it is, why is it necessary not to correct a mocker? From now on, why should you not? Even if they come through being a Christian, because what people are looking for is what is your area of interest so that they come through that way to get something from you. Why should you walk away from certain people that need your help? That's the question.
For me, I think sometimes they create negative emotions.
It creates negative emotion. Thank you very much. You don't want negative emotions around you.
And at the end of it, or you, the person trying to correct, you get hurt.
You, the person who is trying to correct the person, the mocker, you get hurt.
Yeah, get hurt.
You get hurt big time. And they start broadcasting your name all over the town, everywhere, that you hurt them. And if somebody asks how you hurt them, and it was that you were trying to correct them. Next person. Why is it that you should not correct a mocker? You should leave a mocker alone. For me, it's simple. So that they can die in their mockery. Simple. Mine is simple. Yep. Because their way of life and their behavior will take them nowhere. When I say they die, I'm not talking about whether they die physically or they die in their stupidity or whatever happened to them. It's none of my business. As long as somebody has chosen the way they want to go about doing things, then we should leave them alone.
They are bound not to change.
They are bound. Oh, Mary. You see, that's why I sent you to the university. That's why you're a graduate. You see that? See the kind of English you are pouring out. They are bound. They have sworn that they will never change.
That's true.
They've made up their mind.
They're proud of who they are.
They are proud of who they are. Thank you, sweetheart. They are proud of who they are. Lucky, thank you for marrying this kind of girl for us. Thank you very much. They are proud of who they are. They are bound not to change, says Mary. And that's just the way it is.
I tell them who don't hear will feel.
There you go. And
don't want to listen, so.
Don't worry, it's coming. It's coming. What they do not, many people think that they're invincible. Invincible.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing will reach them now. And yet they repeat the same evil cycle over and over and over and over till the day they leave this earth. Nothing. Mary, did you finish verse 1?
No, please.
Finish it. Thank you very much.
Verse 7. And whoever rebukes the wicked incurs abuse.
Okay, let's stop there. We are going to go there in the next segment. Let's turn this camera off and we'll turn it back on. You will read that one.
Okay.